Well, hello everybody, welcome back to Beach Farms. So the plan today was to chop silage. However, Mother Nature had other plans for us. Yesterday afternoon around 5:15 or so, we had 2 inches and 3/10 of rain. So the field is probably a little wet this morning. Probably not gonna dry out much today, considering you probably can't really tell too well outside, but it's super cloudy, really foggy, and not a lot of sunshine. So we may have to alter the plan. But we do have some stuff here in the shop we can work on. I think project number 1 for the day is going to be this unit here. Actually belongs to my grandpa. He does a little mowing back around his barn lot and stuff. Been told that it has a spindle down there in the deck that's gone out and the blades need sharpening. So when plans change, you just have to video whatever you're doing. So this is what we're going to do. We've got a few other little projects over here I can kind of show you guys. So we'll get some stuff set up here, see if we can get that deck out from under there, see which spindle's bad, how bad it is, see if we can get those blades sharpened. So stay tuned. Well, they make them not too bad to get out these days, at least. So we'll get it all cleaned up here. Might draw us a little picture of that belt routing diagram, flip it over and see what the spindles look like. I think I found the problem. Big giant wad of string. Don't know for sure if that's it, but that's not helping. Oh, look, and this one's got some too. All right, we'll get that off. Just a little. A little more. Oh, the weather's pretty nice out today, so we're trying to take advantage of that and at least chop some silage. We don't exactly know how much we will get to, but this is, as you can see there behind me, the second load for the day. We didn't get started till up after lunch. Had some other things going on this morning. So what I'm going to do here, obviously, is take this down to the silo, to the blower area, and hopefully we'll be able to sit in here in the cab and as this thing's unloading, kind of explain what's going on. Because if I get out of the cab and try to explain it to you, you definitely will not be able to hear me. It's very loud. It's a couple tractors running, one at pretty high RPM right side by side. So there's a lot of outside noise. So I'm gonna bounce my way down to the blower here. And when we get down there, I'll get everything set up and hop back in the cab and we'll start unloading. And I'll try to explain what we're looking at. Okay, so here we are down actually at the blower. As you can see there, the silage is going in. Oh, so what I just did there, sometimes a big, large chunk of silage falls off the front of the wagon and it would overfill the blower, which would be a bad thing. So I have to turn the PTO off here with my nice little button and just kind of bump it on and let some come out, and a little more, kind of until that auger down in there in the front of the silage wagon gets cleaned out. The blower there, it does have shear pan. Sometimes that works and then you prevent further damage, and sometimes it just chokes up the pipe going up the silo, and that's not a fun procedure. We've had that before. So I just have to sit here basically and keep a close eye on it. Basically I'll get you guys to get a look at it here maybe. Hopefully you can see that okay there across the top of the wagon. There's that row of those beaters. It kind of just flake that silage off, falls down into that auger bed, aired over in that area, and goes over into the blower. And we saw that in the previous video. Goes up that pipe up the side of the silo, and over in there it goes. So, not really super exciting stuff going on here. One thing that you did not, wow, okay, one more time here. One thing that you did not see there at the beginning of this on this video is we put a product on the material in the wagon that's an inoculant, and basically what that does is it aids in the fermentation process. This is hard to do with this load. For some reason it's wanting to come off in big chunks here. Alright, maybe we're good for a minute. So that aids in the fermentation process. So when you chop that's in the wagon, basically that's just chopped up corn, stalk, ear, leaves, kernels, variety of things, whatever was in there is in there. So that is technically not considered silage at this point. It won't become actually silage until it goes up into the silo. There's another big chunk and goes through the fermentation process, and that basically is due to the silo being a confined space and there not being any air in there. It's kind of the same thing with alcohol. Well, here goes a huge chunk. Alright, I don't know if it's just because this is the first few loads and he's on the outside round, or what exactly it is, but normally don't have near that many big chunks come off. So see, where was I at with the process? Oh, I think I was talking about the fermentation. That's kind of where you get the smell from with silage. Right now that stuff that's coming out of that wagon there, it literally just smells like ground up corn. Yes, cattle would eat it, but for it to be able to preserve itself and maintain quality, it has to go through that fermentation process. So that's just kind of how it works. But once it gets full and all that weight's compacting on it, the air in there pretty much is non-existent. So it goes ahead and does its thing and makes good quality feeds. This is a bit more difficult than I anticipated it being, trying to talk to you guys and watch this at the same time. So when it gets down to that level where you kind of don't really stick up above the beaters too much, you're pretty safe on, you know, big chunks coming out. So here shortly I will actually be getting out of the cab here. I'll leave you guys in here where it's remotely quiet, because the tractor over here behind me, that's literally right there, is running wide open and it's quite loud, and you won't be able to hear me talk. So what I'm going to be doing is that little control box right there in the front, I'm going to be moving that lever to a different setting to speed along the process of getting the last little bit out. And then I'll clean everything out, shut everything down, and then we'll be ready to go back to the field to get another load. So maybe I can sit you guys in here somewhere so you can watch me do that. Just about ready to go. So see if I can get you set up here, and then I'll hop out and finish it up. that exciting watching me do that. So this tractor here, a couple things real quick, and I gotta head back to the field. I think I mentioned one time before in a different video about those rear control PTO buttons. If you may have saw me reach up there on the fender and push that button, best thing ever.
Hey Josh.
Yeah.
I'm on the far side next to Paul Barrel.
Alright, I'm heading your way. Okay, so gotta go. But those buttons back there are pretty slick. So there's a little look at the corn that we're actually chopping on. What we generally try to look for to kind of know, or where we like it to be, if it's ready to chop. Whenever corn gets mature and gets age on it to where it's finished growing, basically, the bottom part of the stalk will start turning brown. And as many of you probably have seen, guys in the field with the combine, the entire plant will be brown. Well, with silage, corn, however you want to call it at this point, it's not silage yet, as I just explained. The bottom of the stalk will be brown, and we like to see the shuck be brown, and there'll be brown leaves right around that shuck. That's a moisture content that we like. Well, we suffered a minor setback, nothing too drastic, just a little 35-40 minute breakdown. Alternator on the tractor he's chopping with pooped out, probably because the chopper control box got left on when it was parked down in the barn for a few days and ran the batteries completely flat. Alternator does have some age on it, but I'm sure it was trying to wind back up and charge those completely dead batteries, which we put them on charge, but probably overworked, probably done it in. So we had to go to a different tractor and rob an alternator off to put back on that one to get back going again. So now we got a tractor sitting there that can't move with no alternator, but we'll cross that bridge at a later date. Well, just a little update here. It's getting, it's not dark yet by no means, but the sun is going down, so I know how videoing after the sun goes down goes. It doesn't work too well. We're about 18 loads in, still here watching this thing. Did have one interesting occurrence about 3 or 4 loads ago, I guess it was. Some reason, don't exactly know why, the shear pin of the blower sheared, and Jacob happened to be here at the time it did it, and what we discovered was a big chunk of silage. I don't know if you're going to be able to see over there, but right up where the base of the blower meets that pipe, just got a big, like a 5-gallon bucket sized chunk of silage just wedged in there, and it wouldn't go up or down. So we ended up taking the pipe apart and getting it all cleaned out by hand, which was a lovely job. But I've had worse. So I was going to point out something to you, that about a week ago I did have a birthday, and my 13-year-old daughter Carly took it upon herself to find a rather comical gift to give me. So she's not aware that currently I am wearing the pin that she gave me in her card. So what does any 13-year-old daughter give her daddy for his birthday? Of course she would give him a pin that says my daughter is #1. So yeah, I'll wear the pin, maybe not all the time, but I got you, Carly, on that one. So just kind of a gag gift, basically. They did give me some other stuff, but I just thought I'd put that on for a minute while I was talking here, just maybe get a good laugh out of it for somebody. So maybe payback might be kind of rough on that one, because she's pretty creative. So we'll see how that goes. But we're going to keep pegging along here. It is about almost 7 o'clock. Don't know exactly how long we're going to go. Probably go till it gets dark, I would imagine, because the weather is cooperative, and next week's forecast is calling for several days of rain. and we don't need to be out there mudding around trying to get this done. So we're going to keep trucking along. I'll keep you posted on the progress here. We hopefully probably get about 20 loads in today. Be a little less than half, so I'll try to keep you updated as best I can.